visible yet. Oh, it is. Well, we will go to this one too. I vow to stick around long enough to visit it as well. This is Country Idol by Madigan Alex. Again, they're one of the participants in the Geeks of Nexus housing competition, and again, the judges have their work cut out for them because all of these places we're visiting have such great elements about them. They're all unique to each other. There's just, I don't know how they're gonna figure out what they're gonna pick and for why, because all of them are so awesome. They all deserve top-notch marks. But this is like an idyllic little village country place. It's just homely, great use of the massive umbrella trees to give some lift in places that you want it, and to be able to make these inset areas that you also want. So here's a lovely river that they fashioned using the I presume to be the blue light lounge tables with probably a mix of either clunky fire extinguisher tubes to kind of get the little waterfall part where it goes over the rocks there. Another fun use, they've used it extensively, not just as the mossy bits for the ruby-eyed thinker for the trimmings along the river, but also as the stone for the little house up top. So all of these features, the rock, the moss bits, all of that is the same decor item. It's just flipped, turned this way and that to give it a different look, and really awesome use. So here we have a little, like a logger's cabin, fashioned to axe. It looks like the handle of one of the swords, and then a little butcher knife that's been added to it to give it a little choppy chop. And then you have this little, I don't know what this is supposed to be. I wanted to say it was like, it looks like a chicken hutch of some sort, because it's like got these little windows, and maybe that's where you tuck in the chickens or something. But I'm not really smart on the farm stuff, so maybe that's not what that is. Maybe it's an outhouse. I don't know really. But I just imagine it being some kind of a hutch or coop or something. But notice the roof is made out of books. And these are all various different types of decor. This is like an Oran table, and that looks like the top of an Oran bedside dresser. I couldn't tell you what all these bits are. This looks like another Oran piece because of the color, like the wardrobe maybe. But that's what it looks like to me. I don't know if that's what it is. That's the first thing that popped into my head. Hey, there's a chicken coop. It could be nothing like that. It might not be anything close to what they're talking about. And I believe these stones are just a part of the stepping stones, and they've just chosen to sink it all the way down until just one of them shows, so that they can define the path more specific to themselves. Just wanted to note that the hitching post is used as the mailbox, and they've even got the little hay for the animals that you tie to the hitching post. So yeah, very lovely little place. I'm just making sure that I'm not missing any little hidden little bubbles that they've got stuck around here. I'm gonna try and follow the path, sort of. You know me, I like to go, ooh, shiny, and I'm off to the side. Again, Great river setup here. A couple of grazing Rousdower. Gotta have those on your farm. Lovely little details. I mean, it's, while this looks a little repetitive, it's still, you know, it works. Really nice. But again, these little mossy bits, that's all the same piece. This and that, that's all the same piece. It's just some are enlarged, some are turned around, upside down. It's just crazy, crazy stuff. Lovely little bridge thing here going on with all of the beams and stuff. I'm not sure what's all back here. A little creepy. I think I'm going at this the other way because I think I remember this coming to this from a different direction. But a lovely little fountain area. I think it's the Blue Light Lounge drink table this time, the round one, and they just inset it into a bowl. And I think this is the lop stone fireplace thing, and it's just flipped upside down. At least it reminds me of that. I've used a few of those myself, so it looks familiar. Again, the moss is coming from those thinker heads that's all lining this entire little AV area. Yeah, so here we have a little bench enjoying the view with the honeycomb grill there. I wish there was a way we could hide that. I know it's supposed to be indicative of the boundary, so your character, you know, but I would prefer if we just didn't have to see that, because when you want to create a scene like this, you don't want that honeycomb stuff showing, especially if you want to take a shot from like here. See how disruptive that is? This just kind of ruins the look of it. But that's just me. Maybe that's just another little hideaway. Lots of mossy. Yeah, I got lucky and managed to go to the Gamescom last year, not this year, but last year, and went by the booth and got a T-shirt. So yeah, this is what I wear every Wednesday. I always wear my Lucky WildStar shirt. I don't know if anyone's actually noticed that I do that. It's just something I've gotten into the habit of doing. So my husband, it's like his clue. Oh, you got a stream today, right? Because I've got my shirt on. Yeah, the river is really awesome. It kind of plays to the shape of the table itself, because I'm pretty sure it stops right there, and they just allowed the curve to kind of dictate where they've, you know, hide the seam for the next one. It's a really nice way of doing it. So it looks like it's just kind of snaking through the property, which is really fun way to do that. Okay, so we found a little sneaky path through the cave-like area on either side, so you can either go in this way or go in the other way. Let's check out this place. Notice again, it's just lots of use of the ruby-eyed thinker, and then we've got decking pieces, lots of pillars, lovely, lovely pillars. I think these are the rim dividers. So we have a little hay house here. I imagine it's meant for not only the mounts that get tied up at the hitching post, but also for a little Rousdower when they run out of grass to nibble on. Now, I know there is a little hidey hole here. If you didn't notice as we were walking by, there is a little entrance down here, but we will save that for later. We're going to stick with stuff up above first. So, really nice way of making the little pathway going all the way up. But first, we're going to follow the bridge here. Just again, 2x4s, pillars, and of course I think it's the Draken lamps or something. carrying through the theme of the stones, and then they made their own little wishing well. Isn't this adorbs? Again, the roof, same as the little chicken coop. I'm going to keep calling it that. It's probably not it. Is the books. Books for the roof. Hangman's noose for the rope. Bucket, of course. And then I couldn't tell you exactly what that is. I imagine it's one of the tanks or something to give simulation to the water. I think I see bubbles come up every now and then, so it could be maybe an Ichthyam piece. They have a lot of that bluish, glowy water stuff. And then, of course, using these, they remind me of poplar trees, but these orchard trees thingies. I don't know the name of them. But they indicate that, they come and gather the fruit because they've got the little ladder and basket. Kind of similar to the home that we visited earlier. But still, same concept, but they've done it, their own way. So let's get a good overall look. Got the house on the hill with the smoke coming out. And even when it goes dark, you still have a lit pathway to know where you're going. A really, really lovely, picturesque spot. Now, before we continue on our way up, we want to, of course, take note of the little graves, the little flowers by them. And up we go. Here we come to another portion of it, and it looks like a little garden place. So you've got where you get the hay, for the hay barn, and pumpkins. Lovely, lovely little pumpkins. But I've never noticed they got spikes on those things. Things I notice. Fill a book. So up we go. We'll take another look of the overall plot here. That's where we came in, that little bitty spot over there, and just all of this. They built up themselves. That's all them. Notice the roof, books again. And then look at the intricacy of the framework of the house. Lots of cross hatching and everything. It's just, wow. Awesome. All the way around, little window things. Back here we got the laundry drying. See if I can get a better shot of the thing. Look at that. This is so cute. Just want to wrap it up and take it home with you. No, this is not on PTR. This is live. This is on Jabbit-EU, Exile side. This is, in fact, Madigan Alex's place. So, in we go to this cute little home. See what we can find. And you're thinking country home. It's going to be, pretty bland, but look at that. It's like fancy and awesome. So first off, kitchen, again, it's one of my favorite areas of the home. I always love coming to look and see what people do, what they use to represent what. So again, we've got a sink made with a bowl topped over the kitchen sink. It looks like, now get this is a picture frame with the stairs inset to give it that, just a unique little decorated drying rack. It's a nice little touch. Usually it's just, I just put down the stairs, but they got a little fancy. But I like that. I like that stuff. This I think is the, I think it's a dresser, but I don't know the actual name of it. It's, I'm pretty sure it's one of those bought directly off of the vendor. I want to say it's for renown, but it could be for just gold or something. It's just the tops of it. Now, it could be that they had plans to add handles to these and just ran out of decor space. Because, I mean, considering what all they put out, you imagine they're getting pretty tight on the decor count, I would suspect. We got Kushi with us, checking it out. Anyway, this is the fridge. How nifty does that look? Just kind of built in like it's supposed to be there. That's the way you want your stuff to look, like as if it came as is, not like you made it. I mean, even the little pipe to lead the exhaust out, that's like, just looks like it came that way. Incredibly well done. And now here's a glass table, but done a little different. This is a display case that's flipped over and using the feet of it as the holders of the glass table. Very nicely done. Now, I'm not sure what they're using for the benches here. I want to say it's the tops of some of the pillars, but I could be wrong about that. But it kind of looks like it to me, just because of the beveling that's on the edges and everything. But really nice little sitting area. And the way that they've got the walls framed up and everything really lends itself well to being able to kind of dictate where you put pictures and things. Really lovely. Notice I'm avoiding the fireplace because it's so awesome. We have to kind of take it in stages here. So here's another version of like a little place where you'd hang your hat, your keys, your coat, things like that. Again, I think this is a bottle, a file or something that's being used as the mirror. A really nice use of that. I'm not quite sure what they're using for this. I think that is the part of an Exile shelf, because I think one of them, it has like those little teeth bits, and they've just positioned it in a way that it kind of just hides it, sinks it in. And of course the Orin shelf. Well, thanks for joining Chaos, and I hope you have a good day. And I think this just leads to the outside where the laundry was hanging. Yep. Okay, so the fabulous couch basically looks like cover part pieces, the curved bits, with the half curved Exile wall with some Exile floors to seal in the little open areas on there. Again, I'm starting to see this used a lot. The empty trophy cabinet being used as tables and things. Really nice little setup. The fireplace, how cool is this? Look, they've even got the little place for the wood stuck up in there. That looks really modern. Instead of having the little, you know, it's okay with those that have that little basket with the little wood in it, but this looks, just, I don't know, adds some, you know, something different. Really nice. Got that reclining lady picture. Okay, so we go upstairs. We've got a little office area. I love the little coconut monkey with his little barking brain coming out. Little bedroom. Again, notice the windows, how they're treated with all the extra little bits. You know, plenty of light to come in and things like that. Bathroom, lovely little tub here. Almost like a swimming pool size for me. Goodness. Oh, look. So a lot of these features kind of remind me of another plot, so I suspect it's probably, the same person that built it, and they've just carried over ideas from one to the other. Because a lot of times when you find something that really works nicely, you're going to use it in a number of ways, and that's what it looks like to me that they've done. Really nice way to finish off something if you don't want those ugly end pieces of the pillars showing. It keeps it clean instead of having those bumps on the end. Again, got all these little windows for nice little views outside. Awesome, 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 awesome. And here's like the only mechanical part is the toilet. Got the chewa cup for the bowl, plate for the lid, and of course the rusty fuel pump for the mechanism. Now, I mentioned the little firewood basket. I think that's what they're using for the rack here. And the firewood's actually inside. That's a good idea. I'm going to borrow that sometime. Yes, Okami, it really lends itself well. But it's not just RPers that build, because I don't RP myself, but I do a lot of places that probably RPers could utilize, not just personal homes, but public places that they might find entertaining. I think it's just, it's a really great creative outlet. And if you happen to be an RPer, then all the better, because then you can get to enjoy what you build on another level. But it's really not a requirement that you RP to make these kind of homes. It's just, like I said, it's a creative outlet. If you have an imagination and you want to see where that takes you with this kind of stuff, it's really for me, it's like a challenge to figure out, well, how can I make this look like this? And that's why I like a lot of custom work, because it's one thing to set up the table and the chair and the book and the lamp and call it good. It might look nice and sweet and it's functional, but to make your own lamp, your own chair, your own couch, your own table, that's what I like. And like I said, I'm not an RPer, so that's just, I just enjoy the building part. If it gets used in an RP fashion at some point, more power to them, but that's not what I'm into. So you may think that that's it, but no, we have the bunker house still to visit. Because remember, we saw the little hidey hole underneath the little hay barn here, and we haven't even been in it. What's used for the smoke coming out of the chimney? Good question. I suspect it is the witch's brew, because that's usually the one that's got the more prominent smoky stream. However, it could be a fire of some sort. I kind of doubt it. I really think it's probably the witch's brew that is making that smoke appear. I'm going to see if I can kind of take a peek. Maybe I'll be able to see. No, they just got it sunk down in there. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a witch's brew. It's just a little pot of bubbling goop. If I had my sound up, it might actually have a sound. You can hear it bubbling and stuff, but I'm pretty sure that's what that is. There's several other items that give a little smoke bit, like the teacup and everything, but I know it's not the teacup because the teacup they've already got somewhere else in the house. And those are unique, so you can only have one. So I'm confident it's not that, but and a lot of the fire ones, they have smoke, but they also have like ember bits flying out, and I don't see any indication of that. So I'm pretty confident that's just a witch's brew. But yeah, I've seen people use it for like smokestacks, for like steam trains and things like that. when they want the little train having a little smoke coming out of the engine and stuff. They use it for that. I know there's a smoking cigar on, say, the cozy armchair, I think is what it's called. But again, that would be kind of awkward to use it in that particular situation because you'd have the whole chair to hide, and I'm pretty sure it's just the witch's brew. I would almost bet my life on it. So anyway, we've got this little hidey hole that they've made underneath the hay barn. Again, just using the ruby-eyed thinker heads for the little mossy and rocky bits. So in we go. And you thought what was above was amazing. Here we come to a little cave house type of thing. It's just crazy what's going on in here. There's lots of little things to look at. Lots of details. I mean, here's the bridge. It's made up of pillars. Just pillars, just kind of whoop. Let me reload real quick. I'm sensing the again, so I'm gonna fix that up. I suspect the water effect, which looks striped, and I'm sure that's just my my computer making it look like that. So don't judge it by what mine looks like. Not as weird looking, but I suspect that's the Blue Light Lounge drink table, just inset, because it has that nice animation and everything. And it seems circular, so I'm pretty confident that that's what that is. But if we go off into it, we see these little bitty details, like somebody gone for a dip. You'll see little things in the water. Little plants, doodads, stuff like that. Just to kind of give us some life. And then we cross the bridge and notice the lights, the use of colorful bits really has that orange feel, but it could go for a lot too, I'm sure. They like a lot of color. Here's a little, see, there's lops. See, I was right. I was good. Here's, like, I don't know, the king lop smoking on his pipe, reading a book. Nice plushy little area to sit. And they're worshiping the little gold pile here. Well, it depends on when you're talking about Grix. We started out with a limit of 300 decor, and now we're up to 1,000. But that's been around for a little while. But we're getting ready to have a chance to upgrade that even further with the free-to-play. So a lot of people are excited about that because while there is a great deal you can do with 1,000, there's still lots more we want to do, and that will give us the opportunity to do it. So look at that though, all of those pillars making that whole round there. What would really help is these domes that we have as decor. I would love it if they added round flat pieces like they do with the walls, but instead of squares we have rounds. We already have the triangle shape, we already have the square shape. I would like a rectangle and a round. So if anybody's listening that has any power over that, that's what we need. Some more building block type of things. While all the other stuff is lovely, you know, some of these basic items would really help. Because that would conserve. I mean, think of how many pillars they had to use to make that flat round that they wanted. It's crazy. Here's a little garden. Adorbs. Everything's adorbs. This is just bowls layered and shrunk down and placed inside each other to give that, I don't know, it almost reminds me of a honeycomb kind of thing. A hive. Little sitting area, and this is an awesome little decor piece. I've seen somebody use that, and they had it like behind a window, and they had the background dark, but they had those, and it looked like a night sky, but it was an interior, it was inside a bunker house, but they made it look like a night sky. It was totally awesome. It was, if you want to see it, you'll have to like view some of my older videos, because we've toured it. It was in a like a ship kind of thing. It was cool, very cool. Can't even remember the name of it was. Told you I'm really bad with the memory thing. No wonder I remember my own name. So up the stairs we go. Again, I love the use of the windows for the railing. Awesome use of the pillars. I mean, it really has a nice rich color. The pattern it makes when it's all, you know, tiled together like this. But again, that's a lot. I mean, look at all the bridges that they made with them. Think of counting how many that is. It's like an enormous amount. And yet to be able to come up with all this other stuff to kind of decorate it in. So here the center is basically a kitchen. You've got cabinets with drawers. The handles look like they're the metal crate containers, and the hazardous boxes, just one side of it facing out. Looks like a couple of crates sandwiched together and inset and sunk down to make the little drying rack. Dome kind of inset to make a little sink area. Lovely little setup here. Got their little herb stuffs, a little pan rack. Just very cute, very cute. Okay, then we come to the little seating area. Look at the bowls. Kind of weird, but nifty too. It's supposed to be the vent for this little fireplace thing. Medlin, I don't know. I went on the PTR this morning and didn't have any problems, but I wasn't there for that long, so that might be part of it. But being the PTR, I wouldn't doubt there is some issues from time to time. It could be dependent on what you're doing that might cause it to crash. If you take note as to whether you're entering a new zone or if you interacted with a particular object, you know, if you think you've done a particular thing in that way, try it again the next time you go in, and if it triggers it again, then you know it's something to do with that, and that would be helpful if you could narrow it down and then like slash bug it. Because if there's something causing a crash that maybe you're doing, you know, either accepting a quest or interacting with an object or whatever, it would be good for a Carbine to be notified of that. You might even check the forums to see if there's anybody else that's having issues. I've not heard anybody talking about it, but I haven't really been paying attention to the PTR today. So, but those are just the bowls sandwiched up to make the vent, and then they're carried that theme into the little hearth here. And then found a decor, the blue and gold striped pillows to match that coloring. Really nice little setup. I'm just trying to get, it's hard to get a good overall shot of this because this part here is kind of blocking some of it, but let's see, I don't want to miss anything, so. Here's the little bedroom. Now, how incredibly cute is this little inset round bed for like the mom and dad, and then the little bunk bed areas for the kiddies. The little purple night lights just kind of soften it up, and then they got different bits for the bedding. You know, they got like a sleeping bag here, and it looks like a purple pillow for that one. And this one, it kind of looks like either one of the rugs or a red wall. And then that one's a pink pillow. But how cute! How cute! You just want those things in your house, don't you? I think it's a little weird with the book sitting up like that, but that might have just been a mistake left and forgotten. Yeah, they're supposed to be, I think it's 7 p.m. or 7:30 p.m. CEST time. They're going to have a downtime for some bug fixes. So hopefully anything that's going quirky right now will get ironed out. I'm sure they're working their butts off to try and get all that sorted out. Getting itchy. Saw a bug earlier and it's kind of freaked me out, so I'm trying to ignore it, but the more I try to ignore it, the more I'm like conscious of maybe there's something crawling on me. It freaks me out. Here's one of the nautical chairs kind of sunk in to make it like a little plush little seating area. I love that. I wish we had more fabric kind of pillows that we could use in different ways, different shapes. Because like a lot of the pillows have those little tassels on the end, and that's so awkward sometimes when you don't want those tassels showing, or they clip into something that you don't want them to clip into, and all of that is just very irritating. But this appears to be a yellow pillow, maybe, sleeping bag, and of course the hollow dome that's inset to make that little bed area. It's really, really a lovely way of doing that. Okay, let's see. I went to that one over there. Yeah, I went to that one. Yeah, here's the bathroom. I've had mine crash a few times, but not frequently. And usually it's something I've done. I'm real bad with computer stuff. It's a wonder I managed to stream it all, because it's usually if I touch the button, it goes boom. Notice they've got a little leak here. It's basically one of those kitchen sinks, but it's set inside so you can't see it, but it's dripping the water into the bucket. How cool is that? Like, bloop, there it goes. It's essentially this here, but it's enlarged and put over there. Again, really nice touches with the mirror being framed by a orange window. And then you got hammers for the towel rack. Really cute. The toilet, really nice. Nicely done. It reminds me of an old-fashioned outhouse kind of thing, because they usually have that hole in the little bench there. Got the orange window as the lid. But yeah, I kind of did something similar for a friend of mine, and it didn't come off anywhere close to as cute as this one. Mine was like, of course, ours is supposed to be kind of a rundown place. Yeah, that's a really nice way of doing it. I think that's the top of a tank, like the vent tank, or bottom of it. I should do that little black kind of hole looking thing. But yeah, if there's anything you want to know the name of, if I don't catch it, just mention it, because I try to get it all, but I can kind of run over things. I know I sound repetitive to some that might watch, because I'm constantly naming the same stuff from house to house, but a lot of people no, the way I do it is when I watch a house tour, I'm always interested in what they're using, and most of the time the house tours don't say anything. They have just music playing or something like that. So when I do my tours, I want to make sure and mention as much as I can, because if anybody's watching and they're wanting to do something similar, or just curious, then I want to share that. I think I got all of the little nooks and crannies, I hope. I hope. But that is Madigan Alex's Country Idol. Really lovely home, both inside and out. Let me see if I can get out of here. I'm trapped. Literally, wow. Okay. Oh, there we go. It's daylight again. But yeah, like I said, the judges are going to have their work cut out for them. I don't know if they've already started. I just know that the contest signups ended on the 4th, I think it was. So they've already had some days to kind of start looking around. And I know there was 40 plus entries, maybe more. I kind of lost count after a while. So they have a lot of places to visit. And if you know, even half of them are the caliber of these kind of homes that we toured today. I don't envy the judges at all because they're going to have a really hard time narrowing down to just a few winners. Even with as many categories as they have, I don't think it's going to be an easy job. But I hope you guys have enjoyed today's tours. Remember, we will be doing another one next Wednesday. We do these every Wednesday at 1 p.m. CEST time. And but we alternate between factions. So next week will be Dominion. I say that with a bit of trepidation because I haven't even gotten started on a list for theirs yet. Exiles always have like a surplus of names. I've got like another half dozen or more that I'm already got ready for the next time we go down the Exile side. But Dominion, I'm struggling to find those. So yeah, my little carrot keeps disappearing, the poor thing. I don't know, he's underneath me somewhere. He's playing in the grass. We'll just say he's playing hide and seek or something. But so fingers crossed, I have some homes lined up for Dominion side. If it comes that I feel like I don't have anyone's house on Dominion side that I really want to showcase, we'll just do some more Exiles, you know, just simple as that. Because I plan to stick with the house tour program every Wednesday. Hell or high water, I'm going to do some kind of house tours, even if it's on PTR maybe. But usually those are just on off days. I call them kind of like bonus tours kind of thing. In fact, we did one of those yesterday, I believe. But I appreciate everyone joining in, watching. I appreciate the follows. Again, it's not required. I'm not like aiming for a particular follow account number or whatever. But if you do decide to do that, I really do appreciate it. It shows me I'm doing something right, that people are interested enough to check back again. And of course, because Wednesdays is my only scheduled time to stream, it is kind of tough to catch me sometimes because other weekdays, I stream every weekday, but the hours fluctuate on other days. So if you really are keen on catching me when I'm online, yeah, follow is probably the easiest way. Do I ever do US servers? No, I do not. I only have access to EU side. If you're looking for someone to hook you up with US for entity and that stuff, I would say go to the forums and say, hey, you know, any streamers willing to do some house tours on entity side. I know there's some, both, there's one on Exile side is Jabbit side as well that does house tours, but they tend to do like a video per house, and I think I'm trying to think of the name. Can't think of it. So sorry, but they tend to just set it to music. And so if you prefer a house tour that doesn't have all, you know, people gathering like I do, those would be probably better. But I'm pretty sure they do that for both Entity and Jabbit. Not the same person, but I think there's somebody on Entity side that does that. If nothing else, I would recommend checking out the, I think it's Lifestyles of Nexus housing competitions. Usually they, I don't know if they film all of the houses, it might just be the winners, but you could probably catch some videos of that. I know they've got some from the past ones. The latest one that they did, which I think was last month, maybe, there's, they still are working on the videos from what I understand, because I've been anxious to look at those myself. Um, but no, unfortunately, I do not have access to that side. There is talk that once the game goes free to play, that people will be able to get both regions hooked up, you know, have a game for each one. But I don't know if I'm going to go that far with it. I guess if there's no one else doing it and there's a big enough demand and, you know, my viewers want that, I would consider it. But for now, I'm comfortable with keeping it to the EU realm. But I appreciate the question. Again, the 20th of this month is the announcement for the winners of the Geeks of Nexus competition for the housing. That will be live on the Geeks of Nexus podcast. You can find the links to that in the forum, either in the Jabbit realm section. They have their Geeks of Nexus housing competition thread that has all the links, or you could probably go to the fan sites live stream YouTube section that their podcast is listed there as well. Excuse me. Katya's builder toolkit, the one that I often talk about for helping to build staircases and fix some of the quirkiness of housing, like the offset when you copy paste and things like that, or the cloning tool, which I absolutely love. You can find the link to that on the bottom of my Twitch channel page in the resources section. Just a heads up on her add-on. It just got recently updated, so now you're able to save decor sets. So I assume there's no limit as to how many items that you can save in a set, but until you're more familiar with the tool and how it works, I would probably say stick with, you know, maybe make a makeshift chair and then see if you can copy that and have it plop out somewhere else. I think she said the way she does it is she'll like make, like, for instance, a makeshift chair out of like 5 or 6 pieces. She'll copy that set, you know, get it all, she'll save that set of those particular pieces. Then she'll move those set as a linked grouping to somewhere else. And then when she pastes the set to copy it, it pops up where she had it before. I guess she found it easier to do it that way rather than to, because she can't copy a linked set, if I understand her right, at this moment anyway. So when if you leave the original set where it is and then you paste another set, then you'd have to have trouble picking out the pieces against the ones that are already sitting there. So it's easier just to move the original set and then have the copy pasted into where you had the original, if that makes sense. I'm going to play around with it myself a little bit soonish, and if I can kind of figure out how it works and get it to work nicely, I will do kind of a demo sometime. I'm not going to say when because I have no idea when I'll get a chance to do that. But also, I don't have a link to it, but you could probably find it in the housing section. I think she left a link to it there, to her new Wild Ball housing mini game. It's like a type of soccer using a ball, but it's using the housing system and Lua coding to kind of simulate a game. And it's really interesting, and she says there is plans to extend that out so that other builders can use that tool for themselves and make their own little arenas and stuff. So, you know, hopefully, fingers crossed, that's sooner than later. But and she's got some other stuff that's coming out. So every time she has something come and I can get a chance to try it out and show other people how to work it, I will do that. Other than that, no real big plans. I'm still working on Thovane's plot, the Orin scientist cozy home kind of thing. I had another pretty long talk with him today about some of the directions of things that are going on in the house and where he'd like it to see and what's actually possible and that kind of stuff. So I'm going to try and work on that today, and we'll do a little bit of live building tomorrow. But things could change depending on what happens with the ETR, because I'm anxiously awaiting to see what bug fixes and things that they might have included, and I may be going over there again tomorrow as well. So we'll see. If nothing else, I'll definitely be on to the live building for Friday. As well, a heads up, with the Geeks of Nexus housing contest kind of coming to a close, you know, the judges are doing their thing. That means I will be doing a full wipe, creating it all on my mains plot soon. The judges are supposed to announce their winners on the 20th, so probably that day or the day after, everything on my plot's going bye-bye. So that means the golf course is going to be gone, the subway station will be gone, because I'm anxious to start preparing for a guild event that I'm going to be hosting on my housing plot, and it's going to do with Shades Eve. So I'm already playing with ideas of what I could build. It's probably not going to be anything super fantastic, but I want to use my plot for a guild event that I'm looking to host. So I'm going to be focusing on setting up the plot so that it works in tandem with the event that I have planned. So we'll see what we come up with. It'd be something pretty ridiculous, but I'm sure there'll be others that come up with more fantastic type of builds. It's not going to be any grand, you know, Frankenstein castle or anything like that, but hopefully it'll be interesting and fun for them, because it's really for that kind of thing. Yes, Themos, you got a sneak peek at what I'm planning, but so yeah, any guildmates that happen to be watching, like Themos, and decide to sneak peek at what might be coming, I will be probably building that live. There are going to be some parts that I won't be doing live because I want to keep it a secret, and it's just for the guild anyway, but I will show off as much as I can as we do it, and figure out, maybe it'll help others that might be planning to do something similar for their guild or just for kicks. We can help brainstorm ideas of how to do certain features and things. So that should be fun. So that's coming up soon, though. I just wanted to give a heads up so that anybody that's on Jabbit Realm and that hasn't bothered to come over to my plot yet, it's open to the public still, but it's going to be going bye-bye in a couple weeks. So if you want to take a look, better get over there now, because it's going to be gone. All I'll have is videos and screenshots left. But you know, a lot of people ask me, how can you do that? How can you get rid of the house? Because a lot of people really get super attached to what they build. And while I love a lot of the things I've built, you know, I did the Tangled tower theme once, and the toy shop with the Protostar guys. All of those are fun, and I adore them, but I don't know. I like change. I like new challenges, and I just tend to, I'm not an altaholic, so I tend to just focus on my mains plot, because she's got all the goodies, you know. She's got all the rep to buy anything she wants. She's the architect that can build anything she wants, so she's got all the stuff, so I just do it all on her plot. But yeah, that's a peek at what's coming. So again, I appreciate everyone that came by to have a look. Reminder for anyone that may be watching this as it's recorded and on YouTube or whatever, if you do come by my channel and you are looking for a CBT code, be it EU or NA, I do have codes available for both regions. Just drop into the chat and say, hey, Carrot, I'm looking to get into on the PTR, and do you have a code? And I will pass one along if I have it. It is limited supply, first come, first serve. I don't require you to follow the channel or, say, make a donation or anything like that. It's just the idea is to get more people into the PTR to test what's out there and to hopefully get them hooked. You see it and you go, oh, I gotta have it, and join the community. Yeah, it is Okami that you can, because I do have some alts that I build on with my main, but the problem is there's a lot of stuff she has soulbound. And like things from vendors, like reputation vendors, those are bind on pickup. So it's not like I can buy a bunch of Carrot plushies and send them to my alt. They're bind on pickup, so you have to buy it with the character that you want it on the plot. Because we don't share crate space, and we can't say I want this particular item, whether really it would be great if they just account bound instead of soul bound, decor at least. That would make it so much easier on a lot of things, because I have like a ton of spaceships on this character that I'll probably never use, but I might want to set up something on an alt, but I can't because they don't have the spaceship she does. So no. If I'm on my main and I'm standing on my alt's plot, if I take something from my main's inventory and right-click it to crate it, it will go to my main's crate, not my alt's. If I want an item on my alt's to go into my alt's crate, I have to mail it from my main to my alt, get on my alt, crate it from her inventory, then get back on my main. So it's like you do a lot of juggling. So it's not the most convenient setup. But yeah, I'm hoping they will consider either linking the crates so that no matter what character you're crating it from, it all ends up in one big pool of goodness, or they make it where it's account bound rather than soul bound, so that if you buy something with one character that another character doesn't have access to that vendor, that they can still use it. As well, or maybe a way to remove items from the crate, because it's like once it's in there for good, But if you could have an alt to share it with and be able to use it somewhere else, that would be awesome. So, yeah. Yes, that is true. That is true. You can go to your odds plot and buy things into their crate from the housing vendor on your main. And I do that. You can do that as a roommate as well for someone else. In fact, Thovane's plot, when I build on his, I'm constantly buying stuff from the vendor, and you can spend renown or gold. Either works. It's just a bit of an inconvenience when it comes to working with your own alts and certain items. Like if I craft a bunch of tables or something, if I want them on my alt, I have to mail them to her, and then she has to put them in, and then I can go back and work on it that way. It's just a minor thing, but those little minor things can add up and kind of frustrate a lot of people. It's like with the visitor tool, you have the random thing, and a lot of people get perturbed about it because 95% of the time when you visit a random house, there's nothing there, and it's like, what? And if you get that the majority of the time, then you're going to stop using the tool. But there's no way that they can say, well, there were some that suggested, well, they should determine it by a rating. Well, you could have a bunch of friends vote your house up and you have nothing on the plot, but because you have a high rating, you would get listed, So that wouldn't work. You can't go by decor count because I've seen houses that it looks like their crate threw up on their plot. You know, there's just everything is just unloaded, but there's no sense to it. You know, they have a high decor count, but it's not necessarily worth looking at. Um, so there's really no ideal way to go about that. That's one of the reasons why I started the must-see housing list that I do in the forum, and part of the reason why I do the tours, because a lot of people just don't want to go through that headache, and I kind of go through it for them, and you know, do what I can to kind of ease the pain on that part. But speaking of visiting, that's one of the new additions to Katya's uh, builder toolkit. I don't know. Let me pop over to my house so I make sure it doesn't go wonky on me. But you can not only do your sets, which I haven't played with yet, so I'm not sure how it works, but you can also, as a built-in kind of goodie with the add-on, you can visit people with a slash command, just slash visit and then their name, their full name. Well, I would if I could, but again, I don't have access to Entity, so that's just a pity for me, because I know there's a lot of wonderful builders on US, or I should say NA side. But unfortunately, I can only view those through videos and things that people supply, like through the Living Lifestyles of Nexus, I think is what it's called. Their housing competition that they have on that side. That's usually the only way I get to see any of those in a few places, or if the person themselves that builds it posts pictures and videos. Anyway, on Katya's Builder Toolkit, you can do a slash visit and then the full name of whoever you want to visit. That's why today, when I was visiting houses, you didn't see me open up the visitor window here. Normally, I open this up and type in the name and the visit. Now I just have the ability to say slash visit and whoever it is, and boop, I go. So, like if I say, well, good. So I just typed in Moana Surfrider, the one we visited earlier, and poop, I'm there. So you didn't see me open up the window, I just typed it in. And that's just a privilege of Katya's add-on there. Let me just hop back out. Oops. Hop back to my house. I probably need to do an add-on redo thingy. Anyway, definitely a must-have add-on if you're any remotely into building, because that's just a very handy tool. And she's only looking to expand upon it. If you have a chance to try the tool and there's some ideas you think you could suggest, be sure to mention it on her curse page, because she's making a list of, you know, like a wish list for people that would want specific tools added to her toolkit here. So yeah, I think that's it for today. Again, I appreciate everyone joining in, and I hope I fielded most of your questions to your satisfaction. And again, if you know of anyone that's looking for a CBT code, whether it's NA, EU, I have both at the moment. Fewer EU than I do NA at the moment, but send them my way. It's just the trick of catching me online. Like I said, it's usually in the mornings, my time, but so it'd be like late evening. It would have to be a really very big night out for EU to catch me, but it's always possible. I do have some EU visitors that I mean, NA visitors that like to come by. So we'll see. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and good luck with your own projects. I assume some of you are at least trying to work on some housing stuff. But I wish you luck, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.